Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Max Gaming here, and today I'm going to talk about last night's huge leaks about Digimon Rearise. We are getting Susanoomon and Lucemon Satan mode, and also we're getting the Clash Battle, and we're having a few more leaks. So let's get down to it. Shout out to the data miners, Ryu, Shotos, Ryuzomon, I think he is called. I don't remember, and Mon. I don't know if there's another data miner, but if there is, I'm sorry if I didn't mention you. I forgot the name, but I will put it in the description. Anyway, let's go. Let's get down to it. Lucemon Sade mode. For the stats, well, it's an ultra. Of course, it's going to be the tech. It's very high, almost 5K. That's a very high amount. Has a high amount of HP. The speed is not staying behind, and the HP, yes, is a very good amount. He has some special plugins, which the attack ones give him tech and counter, and the defensive ones give him the defense and block. Now for the skills, he has his main skill, which deals damage to 3 enemies. He decreases tech damage resistance by 40%, and has 50% chance to inflict shock, paralysis, freeze, stun, sleep, poison, burn, error, skill lock, blind on those 3 enemies for 2 turns. The damage from poison, burn, error is 45% tech, modulo, tech damage resistance. I don't quite understood that part, but if anybody knows, well, please let me know in the comments so yeah, I can like learn from that because I don't know what this means specifically. For the sub skill, he deals damage to 3 enemies as well, and he has 40% chance to inflict skill lock on those enemy targets for 2 turns. For his passive, he decreases all enemies' defense by 40% permanently. Nullifies shock, paralysis, freeze, stun, sleep, poison, burn, and error to all allies. What does this mean? He is so good for Battle Park. He is also so good for Underworld. So that's like wow. For Susanomon, also the same as well. He has a very good amount of HP. The power is 4K. 4K? Yeah. Um 4K defense is a pretty decent amount and a good amount of speed. For the special plugins, he has powered and critical on the attack and plugins, and the defensive plugins are defense and block as well. For the skills, his main skill, he deals damage to 3 enemies. He does 2 times the damage on critical hit. You know, like the Digimon that we're having now, that they're doing 2 to 3 times the damage, the usual. 55% chance to inflict blind on 3 enemies. That's pretty good. And he increases his own block rate by 50%. That's good as well. His sub skill, he damages 4 enemies. He has 70% chance to inflict burn on those 4 enemy targets. 70% chance. That's very high. Very high. Oh yeah. Oh, I think I'm burns. Burn does 30% power in damage. I think I quite understand. I'm still just a little bit lost. Just a little bit. But I think I know what it is. I think it means the burn does 30% of power in damage. The only word I don't understand is modulo. I don't know if I pronounced it right. Anyway, for the passive, he increases his own crit rate by 50%, and he deals 3 times the damage to an enemy inflicted with shock, paralysis, stun, sleep, poison, burn, error, skill lock, and blind permanently. Which, like Chaos Galamon and Zwart, these two can go by the hand because the main skill of Susanoomon gives enemy targets a lot of status conditions, and Susanoomon is just like, well, I'm just gonna hit hard this Digimon that has this status. So yeah, we're also getting the Clear Act 21 challenge. We will be getting three three Digimon summon ticket, volume 3 for 5 different missions. That's in total for 15. And no, that's 18 because of the completion reward. 18 in total. So if you guys are struggling a bit with tickets, well, there's 18 free tickets for you guys. And the late July challenge that we always get, the food, we get some bits, some DGP codes, some battle park medals. I don't know why I said points, but okay. More DGP codes, stamina drinks, some rubies. What else? Plugin boosters. And the usual. Oh, and skill stones. Um, Now we're going to the good stuff. The bonus Digimon in Battle Park, Death's Susanoomon, and Calm Lucemon Satan mode. For bonus Digimon in Clash Battle Susanoomon, 30% stat increase to Death Susanoomon, Calm Lucemon, Deft Apolicmon, and Tenacious Skull Greymon. Now for those Digimon, let me check here. Um Skull Greymon, he has a pretty high amount of HP. Obviously it's a Tenacious, so he has to have a lot of HP. Obviously the power is not that high. He has a very, very high amount of defense with 2.5k, and he has 20 speed. For the skills, he has on his main skill damage to 3 enemies. He has 40% chance to burn those 3 enemies for 2 turns, and increases power damage resistance of all allies by 40% for 2 turns. For the sub skill, he damages 2 enemies and increases tech damage resistance of all allies by 40%. And his passive, he increases defense of all allies by 40% permanently. Also, he increases block rate of all allies by 40% permanently. For an ultimate Digimon, this is so good. Very good stats. Well, yeah, HP is the best stat, and the defense, he is more of a tanky unit. Of course, it's a tenacious. you know, like this passive is so good for Underworld, honestly. For Battle Park as well, honestly, because with Tenacious Creepymon around, making practically your team more tanky, Skull Greymon can make it even more tankier, but it takes a bit of your, firepower. So it will be a little bit tedious to like put him in your team in Battle Park, but I can see teams with Tenacious Creepymon and Skull Greymon at the same time. That would be tough to beat. I don't know, my opinion. Now for the other Digimon that we're getting, let me look for it. Apolicmon. Let's see the stats. He has the sixth best HP of all the game, including JP. That is a huge amount of HP. He has a very good amount of tech, a good amount of defense as well, and the speed is 25. For the main skill, he damages 4 enemies and reduces buffs by 5 turns, 5% chance of dark. I think it's supposed to be 50% chance. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong because we don't have the links in the Discord. I'm just reading from this page. Darkening for enemies, that's blind. For the sub, he damages three enemies, ignores enemy blocks, and has 40%, 45% chance to give sleep to those two enemies. And his passive, he disables electric shock, paralysis, freezing, stun, sleep to himself permanently, and he increases his own crit rate by 40% for 2 turns. This is good. This is so good because he reduces buffs like the Tenacious Creepymon. I think that yeah, that's a buff. You can decrease that by 1 turn. And like I don't see why not getting this Digimon. I don't know where Banner will he'll be and Skull Greymon as well. I can't say it's going to be in the same banner as Lucemon and Susanoomon, but it's coming. I don't know in what banner, but it's coming. Also, I wanted to mention something I was noticing. We got Omegamon, we got Examon, Paladin mode, Armageddonmon, Zwart, Susanamon, and Lucimon Sigdemon. And now we're getting Apolicmon. In some point, we're kind of following JP in terms of ultras, not megas. The only one we skipped is the Alphamon Oryuken, I think it's pronounced. So keep in mind that he might come sooner than you think. And also the Zwart D as well, maybe possibly come in sooner than you think. So, like, if you were to ask me if this is a pull or skip, this is a pull. But as I've seen people with little resources, Tenacious Creepymon is a guaranteed Digimon. Lucemon, Saidamon, and Susanamon are not. Remember, we're playing with RNG here. It won't be that easy. You might get in the first multi, you might not get him at all, or any mega at all. So I'm gonna warn all of you guys that have very little resources to think about it. I mean, I would go right now with Tenacious Creepymon since it's guaranteed and you're not wasting a lot of rubies. It's 500 and 570. So honestly, I think you should go with Tenacious Creepymon and leave Lucemon for another time because it's all RNG, and I know a lot of people will might quit because of this because we're now entering now the power creep era where you need to have a Pilgrim Paladin mode, Omega. Dynasmon is not being used that much, at least recently from what I've seen, because Zwart with the Fade, well, kind of screws Dynas pretty much. I'm seeing a lot of Zwart, I'm seeing a lot of Chaos Galibon as well. We're gonna see Lucemon Sigdemon a lot. That's for sure. Susanomon, maybe, yeah, I think I can see that we're gonna see a lot of Susanomons around. Skull Greymon, we'll see a lot of them as well. He is very, very tanky. And Apolecmon, do I need to mention? Like, four good, very good Digimon for Battle Park and for Underworld. And, like, if you want to start playing, right now is the best chance because if you start to play in the long run, it's going to be hard to keep up in the meta unless you pay and keep up, pay for rubies and. But if you're free to play, now is the best time to play. Now is the best time to like start making up your team because JP it's kind of in a power creep, but it's not a toxic power creep. There's a lot of variation. That's good. But for global, we're entering that stage now. So anyway, guys, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys want more content about all this. I will try to keep you guys up to date with all the global stuff coming on. And oh, also the date that the Susanomon and Lucemon Sailor banner will come. July 16 until August. It's a month banner. And Clash Battle will be for 15 days. I assume Susanamo for 15 days, and the other next 15 to 16 days will be. I don't think it will be Lucemon. I think it might be Polygon. I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm just trying to like message you what I know. But whenever we get the dates, well, I know the data miners will put it in Discord. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be catching you guys in the next video. Peace.